What's up, YouTube? This is Roy.
This is Joey
from ThirdDuelist, and today we have with us Zane. He's going to be doing a regional report.
Alright, I went 3-X at regionals. I did pretty well until round 5 and 6, where I got OTK'd both times, because...
Dark matter.
Fuck dark matter. And I played Yosenju, so let's go with the main. Obviously, the 3,1, the 3,2, and the 3,3. Those are the main staples of the deck. If you don't run 3, there's something wrong with you. They're insanely good. Return to your hand. Such a good card. Such good cards. 3 Sujik, because Sujik starts the OTK. He makes the OTK possible. And the fact that he can bump any Yosenju by 1,000 is insane, and he's an honest in hand, which is pretty nice. 2 lefts. 3 was too cloggy. A lot of the time I only needed 1 or 2. I never got to the chance where it's like I needed a 3rd. Having 1 intimidated my opponent to the point where they wouldn't do anything because I could just stop it.
Why did you choose to play left over right?
Left stops destruction, and all right does in the pendulum scale is change it to 11.
Okay.
That's all it does. This stops, left stops mirror forces, bottomlesses, anything that would cause me to cry. Cause me to lose. My build was different from a lot of other Sun builds because I ran the 6s. I ran 2 copies of Misak and 1 copy of Magat. They were integral for my side because I sided in Faders and Stormforce. These made rank 6 plays very, very nice, and against the mirror, getting a strike bouncer pretty much shuts the deck down. So that's pretty much what I did. And I ran the 1 copy of Bear because you're playing a Beast Warrior deck, and if you're not running Bear, there's a problem because Tanky is a great card. That's it for monsters. I ran 18 monsters, I think. 18 or 19. For spells, obviously, the 3 tanking. You're playing Beast Warriors. It's straightforward. I don't know why you're not playing this card. 3 duality, because this deck does not special summon at all, unless you want to go into the extra deck. But I only went to the extra deck for a game, or to if I had something on the field that I knew they couldn't stop. I only main 2 MST. I couldn't justify the 3rd in the main. I sided it. A lot of the decks I faced, and a lot of decks I knew I would face, back row wasn't that big of a problem for me, especially since I ran left. I knew I could pretty much get my way around anything that they got at me by either bouncing what they had or just trying to push for game. My build was weird too in the fact that I ran 1 training ground. A lot of stun builds don't like this card. I like it because it's pretty much a miniature gateway, and it lets you recycle not only monsters but your spells and traps as well. So, lets you get secret moves like 100% of the time. In a lot of duels, I never actually got this out very much. I got it out maybe once. I never used its effect. I think I got MST'd like right away or something. Not that big of a deal. The Dark Hole, because I don't have Regeki and you don't have monsters to Dark Hole, so Dark Hole's great. And then D-Fissure, because none of my stuff leaves field. All my stuff gets bounced, so it hurts them more than it hurts me, which is great. As for traps, obviously I will play the 3 copies of Secret Moves. It's a judgment. It's a searchable judgment that you can recycle. I don't know why you wouldn't play this card at 3. It's absolutely amazing. It stops plays for days. 2 Mirror Force, because it's Mirror Force. Mirror Force is a lot better right now because people are getting cocky and going into back row, and it can easily just stop someone's charge and easily make them scoop because you get rid of all their stuff. 2 Vanities, because Vanities is great. I sided in the 3rd because I didn't think I needed a 3rd. If I did, it was an easy side in. And then I ran the 4 stables: Compulse, Solemn, Bottomless, and Torrential. These are obvious Torrential. I can play both offensively and defensively. Bottomless is great, Solemn's great, and Compulse is great. That's the main. It was 40 cards in all. For the extra, it was 2 copies of Cowboy. This is the OTK. You need 2 copies of Cowboy in this deck for the OTK. I don't know why you wouldn't run it. That too. Arc, Exciton, Dark Rebellion. Those are pretty straightforward. Ragna, Dweller, Karen Corrigan, Rhapsody. Pretty straightforward as well. I mean, Rhapsody, I never got anything out except for Ragna and the Cowboys. And I think my strike bounds are once. I'm playing Beast Warriors, so obviously Tiger King and Kagesuji, because Beast Warrior support is great. Roach, Deltaros, in case I needed to go into Deltaros or something, I don't know. And the 2 6s were Gauntlet Launcher and Strike Bouncer.
No Castell.
No Castell, because I actually traded mine away. I traded mine for the Vanities when they were at 5s.
Was there anything else in the extra that you would have wished you had that you didn't have?
I wish I would have Chidori. I never really used it, but
Would have been nice to have.
Chidoris are still very nice to have, especially when you're playing Winds. My side was very, very strange for that day. Working on the limited resources that I had, I didn't really have big staples to go into for the side. So I was kind of like, you know what, in case I get bored halfway through, I'm going to side in the dieback build. So I sided in 2 rights and dieback, just so I could easily swap out, Vanities or something and just start playing dieback, because dieback is my favorite card. He's super good, super fun, and which is why I play the dieback build right now. He's a walking Judgment Dragon, pretty much, that can get out every turn.
Bounce 2.
Bounce 2 and then special summon all my other ones. Since I run the 6s, I get their pendulum summon effects. And then they go back to my hand, and then more fun stuff. Favorite card in my side. I sided in most of my games, and it won me quite a number of games, were 3 Fader. Fader hurts a lot. I run the 6s, so Fader was very easy choice for me. Instant tribute fodder. Stops the mirror match and dead in its tracks. Stops Clifford's very, very hardly. I think he tried to push for game, and I just fadered and then just OTK'd him from there. Since I run the 6s, I run 2 copies of Stormforth. I never sided these in. Makes me kind of sad, but never touched them. The 1 copy of Book of Moon. I probably should have mained this, but it never really made a difference to me if I saw it or not. Still nice to have. 2 cylinder, because Magic Cylinder is amazing right now. I couldn't justify it in the main, but in the side it hurts a lot of people because they don't see it coming, and just if you're playing Dark Matter, you're playing Necros, just getting that burn on when they're trying to push for game is insane. 2 copies of the Bane played on, because I don't special summon, and every other deck I faced probably did special summon, so it shuts down Stellar Knights, Burning Abyss.
Anything that exceeds.
Yeah, anything that exceeds or any random rank 4 spam deck. The 3rd Vanities, because it's Vanities. I sided that in most of the times. And then the macro. I usually sided in the macro because macro hurts a lot of decks. I usually sided it out for the training grounds, just because if I didn't see the training grounds game 1, I'm like, okay, time to play macro. And then after it's like, okay, I'm done. That's my deck profile. I'm not going to be, obviously with Vanities getting hit, I can't run this build anymore, or this certain build anymore, which is why I'm going straight into the dieback build. Any criticism would be great, because this has become my all-time favorite deck, or one of my all-time favorite decks, in such a short time. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did, but then, because I picked it up for easy trades, because I had a E-Telly some guy wanted, I'm like, okay, just give me your extra Yosenju stuff. So I picked up pretty much the entire deck, and I pretty much fell in love with it, like, after an instant.
So what were some of the matchups you went against?
Round 1 was a mirror match. That ended 2-1 for me. Game 1, he won because he was able to OTK me first. He got a better start than I did. So with this deck, if you're facing the mirror, whoever gets a better start pretty much is going to win the game. Game 2, I OTK'd him, and Game 3, I OTK'd him again. We were breaking a lot. I didn't see secret moves until we both didn't see secret moves until Game 3, which was kind of sad. Round 2, I faced Necros. I 2-0'd them. Game 1, I OTK'd them. Game 2, he tried to Gungear Decree me, and I just combo 1 and bounced it, and then just pushed for game because the guy didn't know what he was doing. Okay, round 3 is when I lost to Clifford's. I lost 2-1 because Clifford OTKs are Clifford OTKs. That was round 1. Round 2, I beat him easily. Round 3, it was a pretty good match, and then he top decked a scout and was able to start back up again, which kind of sucked. Round 4 was another mirror. I won 2-1. The mirrors are always very, very hard for this deck because it's honestly who has the better start. Because if you get better he's always set 4 back row all games. And I was like, son of a bitch, I can't do much. So I just had to hope and push for game. Round 5 and 6, I faced the Dark Matter OTK. Or Dark Matter Rulers, whatever that deck is. I hate that deck.
It's gone now, so.
It's not gone yet. It's gone at the end of next week. It's my least favorite deck. Dark Matter is my most hated card in the game right now. Complete and utter bullshit. The first guy I played was really cool about it. Once I saw that he was going for the OTK, it's like, yeah, I can't do anything to stop it. The other guy I faced was a complete and total asshole. Started to ruin my day, and then if you guys watch the other videos that they do, you pretty much know how else my day was ruined that day, which kind of sucks. But I look back at it now, and I was kind of being stupid. But
is there anything you would have changed about anything in the deck, or anything you wish you would have done differently during any of the games? Played a certain card the wrong way, or anything like that?
My biggest regret is round 6. The player I was facing was a really cocky asshole player, and that kind of pissed me off, and I made some really bad decisions. I popped vanities early. He was popping like my secret moves or something, and I had vanities in the middle of the chain like some stupid scrub. And then I scooped when I had a fader in hand, and I knew I could have won from there. That was just me getting angry and not paying attention to the games. As for that, there weren't many misplays that I did until then. A lot of the time, it's kind of just who had the better cards or who had what answers to what at the time, which was fun.
Do you feel like with the ban list hitting Necros
else.
and, well, everything else, yeah, how do you think this is going to do in the next format?
I think it'll be where it's still at. It'll be a very good contender. Necros can still hurt this deck very badly. A lot of other decks can still hurt this deck very badly. I still don't think Cliffords are going anywhere. A lot of people who are skeptical, it's like, oh, they got hit really bad, they're dead. They're not. They really aren't. They're hurt, but they can still be viable. This deck will be... I don't see it topping very often, but I can still see it until, like... I can still see it struggling very hard to get up there, because this deck is very good. Or I believe that this deck is very good. And I believe that if I would have not been stupid my third game, or my sixth round, I would have tried... I probably would have almost topped. I can almost guarantee that, depending on what I faced. Or I would have liked to think that I could have topped.
If you like the content that you just saw, you can click over here on all these other links and check out the rest of our channel.
And if you liked our stuff, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and tell us what you thought in the comments below.